By Goddess with me, Moe Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for all of your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. A major shout out to all of the channel members as well as the members over on Patreon and on my website. Thank you for your continued support here on the channel. If you're interested in extra content, exclusive content, I post over there as well as over here. And when I'm not posting here, I'm definitely posting there. So definitely check out my membership areas. Thank you to everyone who has purchased from my tea, my candle shop, published books, all that jazz. So you are appreciated, my loves. So we are getting into a channel message. And so this message, it came from a dream that I had. And so there were three individuals in the dream, one of which felt like a strong ancestor. The other two, I was like, I couldn't really make out if they were dead or alive. But so it was a great-grandfather, a grandmother, and a cousin. And you all were at like this house that was on family land. It was like the great-grandfather's land, okay? And the family was gathering there for something to like carpool and go somewhere else. And dang, now that I think about it, I think it was a funeral. Because it was like a lot of energy up and down. And something happened to which your grandmother got proven wrong about something. She was wrong about something. And she was upset about it, about being wrong, because she's usually never wrong. And people were consoling her, things of that nature. And you just kind of like left and you got in the car with your cousin. And your cousin was driving. And you both were like, oh, should we drive our car somewhere closer so when it's over, we don't have to come all the way back here? And you begin to like think about like, dang, well, if you move your car, then they would have to come back by themselves to get their car from there. And so if it was the other way around, it would have been the same way. And it's like you decided on both of you leaving your cars there versus just one person taking. Hopefully that makes sense, because y'all were driving a car that was neither one of you all's cars. Like it wasn't either one of you all's car. And you were driving it somewhere. And as you were leaving out, the great-grandfather was out at the road waving goodbye. And I felt so emotional in the dream at this moment, because it was like the great-grandfather was waving you off like onto your own. It was like you had finished something or you had broken free from something that you just couldn't get away from. Like it felt like one of those things where like he was waving goodbye and like a love, as if he knew that he would never see you again after that moment. It's something, and it may not be a great-grandfather, but you may have had an ancestor who the last time you saw them, they were waving to you goodbye through like a window or something. And it's something about of knowing that you've escaped some level of chaos. It's like you and a cousin have escaped a level of chaos. But you and this cousin may not be communicating or speaking either at this time. And it may have even been some energy of like one person being treated differently than the other person being treated. And it may have been, you know what I'm saying, back and forth in that way. And with that happening, it was like something that was trying to create arguments or disagreements or misunderstandings, or, you know, it could have been them trying to pit the cousins against each other, you know what I'm saying? But they ended up, you know what I'm saying, seeing through it and ended up, you know what I'm saying, being at a balanced space, okay? Let's pull, where's the deck I'm looking for? Right here. Let's see what signs may be involved in this, and then we're going to get like some cards. But this was the energy from like the dream. It was like the grandfather, the great-grandfather. It was a great-grandfather to be exact. I was hearing like his children are dying, but like he realizes the life that he built, the world that he built, that like how it expands from his lineage is not always going to be on that same land. Like, it's going to be spread in different spaces, you know, different places. Especially if, like, you come from a family where, like, there's a family graveyard where everyone gets buried, okay? You and a cousin have broken free from something, okay? And you and this cousin may not be in communication, or whatever it is. Y'all may just end up meeting at, I don't know, at a funeral, and that's gonna bring y'all back together. Or if this happened between you and a cousin, y'all may have came back together after a funeral or something that dealt with, you know, the death of something, the end of something, a celebration of something, a transition. It could even be like a graduation, because death energy is just basically the ending of something to go into something else, okay? What signs are involved? Look, it was a lot of channel energy with this one. It was like, I had to get that part out. You have Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more. And Capricorn. The planets that came out that I didn't count, it was Neptune and the moon with dreams and feelings. So I feel like in your dreams, you've been having dreams of certain family members or individuals in your dreams. And it's like certain feelings and things are being worked out. So if there was like a disagreement between you both, like something being worked out on the back end for you both to come back into communication with each other. So I'm hearing meeting back up somewhere. You're going to be meeting back up with someone. This is something that hasn't quite happened, okay? And I keep getting heavy on the funeral, you know. Condolences to anyone who may have recently had a death in their family. This Neptune energy, which also deals with, you know, illusions, the imagination, things of that nature, a lot of the subconscious energy. And then the moon, it's like with both of those together, it's like either the truth be revealed or things be repressed even more. It can deal with repression, or it can deal with doing something else to keep from thinking about another thing, you know. And that escapism, you know, a lot of escapism. And it's something about, I don't know if someone has done escapism or used escapism in some form of way. Someone's habits got, you know what I'm saying, the best of them or something. Something caused this disagreement, you know. But I'm getting strongly that it may have even been like a family member that was instigating it. It could have been a feminine ancestor. I was getting a strong auntie energy as well, or that grandmother energy could have been the one who was instigating a lot as well. Making some things hard to digest. The one thing I noticed on here, I just noticed with the Neptune, you see how the two people are looking opposite of each other? But in the dreams and with the subconscious, it's like you all are both communicating and connecting subconsciously. So pay strong, close attention to the people who show up in your dreams with you. You all are, I look down and I see Make It Work come out. That's crazy. But it didn't come out. It's like it broke off of this other deck that I have. But that was the one that was like face up looking at me. I'm going to read it in a second. But it's giving this vibe of someone else coming to a realization. One of you all may have already come to this realization and the other one hadn't. Okay. Or one of you have and the other one is just now coming to the realization of it. But it wasn't until the realization was had that you both could come back together, which is when the cars, you know what I'm saying, are meeting back together again. But you have to make it work. You have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. And so this family energy, it's something about the strength of one thing coming from something else being made work. You know what I'm saying? And take it as it resonates for sure. But what is the working thing, the working aspect between both, you know? And that's what matters the most. You know, it makes me think of, even with the most recent past life regression session I posted in, you know, talking to her deceased grandmother in the session. And although she, you know, cared about her and she loved her, and what she did was to try to help her granddaughter, it was hurting her. Definitely check out that session. But it's giving, this is giving something of really healing and paying attention to those things of like the family, the femininity, different habits and things that have been passed down. Mistress for the collective. I feel like your great-grandfather is like the ancestor that's merging this energy together. So, and you know what's interesting? It may even be like your great-grandfather that's on one side of the family, but like they're merging you with like a cousin that's on like another side of the family. Like they don't even have to be in the same sides of the family, you know? You may be finding out that someone in the family has passed away and you didn't know that they were passed away. And that may cause you to communicate with someone again that you haven't communicated with. Heavy on that auntie energy. Or it could be on like the anniversary energy of an aunt. We have to go through the dark to get to the light. And then I see the strength in the Four of Knives. You know, strength is restraint. Strength is not always being able to show that you're big and macho and you can do it, you know. Strength can sometimes be sitting back and not doing anything. Strength can sometimes be staying silent when you could speak a whole novel. That's the real strength, when you have to restrain yourself in spaces and times that's usually difficult for you to do so. And to have the strength and the Four of Knives, it's giving that you may have been in this position where you've been having to hold yourself back. You haven't been able to speak out the way that you wish that you could have spoken out to people. How you wish that you could have, you know what I'm saying, went off on people or did whatever. But instead, you were pulled away from people. You were pulled into your own world. It's like you're self-rejuvenating, finding your own personal hobbies. You see, she got there with her cheese board and her book. She relaxing. It took strength for her to not go be outside with everybody when everybody wanted to be outside. It took strength for her to work on her homework when she wanted to be partying or watching something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took a different type of strength. And, you know, strength can be whatever it is for you. but it's not always of being able to physically hold something. Can you mentally hold things as well? And I feel like you've been going through a process of learning how to mentally work through things, learning how to mentally control, even with the dreams and the feelings energy, of being able to control those or mold those or move them in the ways that they need to be moved. Whew. It's feeling good, okay? So it feels really heavy of this great-grandfather energy, you know? But I don't want to call it just like a grandfather ancestor message, because it feels, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is just his message, you know? Maybe it is just his message. I don't know. I'm going to pull some ancestor messages from him. Final energy when looking at this Neptune and the moon. You know, the moon is actually masculine energy. And we do attribute it to, you know, feminine energy, but in ancient times and in some civilizations, they still keep the traditional meanings where the sun was feminine and the moon was masculine. And that was revealed to me back last June when I was in Colombia. And since then, like, I've been looking at both from other angles. And, you know, when we think of restraint and holding back, we think of masculine energy. And so even with this moon and the feelings and the dreams, it could be like this purposeful holding back of something, you know, or making sure that you're not blocking out something. Someone may be trying to reach you in the dream state as well. But it may be someone that you don't want to talk to. I don't know. Someone has been real big on wanting to meet you in the dream state. I don't know. Should you meet them? Look, that's the question. Hold on. Let me pull a card for that. Should you meet them? And that could have been this energy when we were talking about the cousin energy or something. Someone wanting to meet with you in a space or something. I don't know. Should you meet with them? Shit, I don't know. But we got the dang on Two of Wands in reverse. In the upright, it's a yes. In the reverse, it's a, you know, a no energy. So, I don't know, honey. It's on you. Some of y'all is yes, some of y'all is no, okay? That's what that means. But give me an energy on this dreams and the feelings. An energy on the dreams and the feelings. This ancestor, no, that's what, let's see. Grandfather, is this you? I feel like it is, you know, and him waving off is just showing because we were on his land in his energy. You have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. A land may be being sold as well. Because I'm hearing that song by M.Ed I. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Ooh, child. Wasn't that song dark? I don't remember the whole song. So, yeah. I don't know. But I just remember that part, okay? Let's see. He has protect my legacy. Protect my legacy. A sacrifice is involved. So someone is a part of a sacrifice. And there's an inheritance. And that feels a lot to do with like the land or the space, or this grandfather owns. There may be some land that was owned by your great-grandfather. And someone has kind of like stolen it or taken it. There is some land that was owned by a great-grandfather. He gave it away to his grandchildren. But like their parents which would make the grandchildren of you, I mean, your grandparents of you, someone jumped in it and did something in regards to this property and this land. This great-grandfather is not happy about how things have happened because something was supposed to have been passed down to his grandchildren, which would be you and your cousin energy. But your great-great-grandfather, no, it was your great-grandfather. It wasn't great-great. It was your great-grandfather in the dream. And his grandchildren would be your parents. So something tricked your parents out of something, which is your grandparents. And then that affected you. As soon as I said that, some more neighbors walking by with their dog. It's a husky. Huskies are used to scent out things and to find things, to learn about things. Some of you all may have been learning about something within your family, or how something was misused, or something was not done properly, okay? And you may be coming to a realization of that. The legacy of your great-grandfather, something about it. Something about it. And someone did something to another person as a way to get it. I'm sitting here like, do I want to look? I have a session that I have to do. Whew. This feels like a lot of energy I may have to get off of me. Oh, here it is. You have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Manipulative energy. Someone doing something on purpose to get something. Shifting mindsets, shifting realities, shifting truths. The people just turned around and went the other way. So it's like they just walked there and then turned around. An illusion of something that gives a vibe of like someone, oh yeah, we're going for a walk, but they really just walk like, you know what I'm saying, a few feet and then they come right back in. So like someone acting a certain way but not really being that way. Your great-grandfather may be coming to you in your dreams more. Even if you've never met him, he's coming to you in your dreams as somebody up in that thing, okay? You're meeting people, like you're meeting ancestors in your dreams. And like you're having visions and things as well. You have the Seven of Cups coming out under the Neptune energy. Seven of Cups is Neptune, okay? The Seven of Cups is Neptune. And so having that coming out on the Neptune with it, it's like something not being seen, or someone's taking someone else's portion of something, trying to confuse someone, how they see something. It's giving like delusion energy, you know, and a lot of that has been coming through in messages as well lately. Because when looking at that card, I mean, it's like he chooses to see what he wants to see, you know. But there's fog, so there's something there that can't be seen. And I split the deck and you got the Seven of Swords. So someone, you know, potentially being in a state of delusion in some kind of way, missing something, not seeing something. And it's something about, you know, having that balance. Yeah, Queen of Swords, the next card, having wisdom. Having wisdom. Wisdom helps you when it comes to making those decisions. Don't just make decisions blindly, jumping out there with the Nine of Cups energy, okay? Because then it can throw you off with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Everything that you're planning and working on can be lost by not looking at things realistically, which would then be the Seven of Cups, okay? Split the deck, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. The family being broken up because of an energy that wasn't authentic or correct or honest about something. So they kind of did something with, you know what I'm saying, an energy or an inheritance that affected the generations after that. When something was rightfully you all's, you know. This could be someone's name being run through the dirt in some kind of way. Someone's name losing credibility because of people finding out of like things that they've done, shady things that they've done that wasn't real, or it wasn't authentic, or it wasn't in alignment with what they were called to do. It's giving a vibe of someone who may have been even like very religious, but you know, different secrets and things coming out of things that they did that didn't really align with their beliefs and things of that nature, you know, children out of wedlock, things of that nature. And with the, you know, even with that, the children out of wedlock, it could have been that one of their children wasn't really the children of, you know what I'm saying, the other person. So they didn't get the inheritance, or their reputation got shattered because of who they were or who they were not and who they did not know, which dealt with the second house of the assets, legacy, things being passed down after the death, the ending of something. And don't let that Venus energy be in the 8th house, okay? But with the 2nd house energy of the assets and the 10th house with Capricorn, you have Virgo energy coming up as well. So that's what Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But someone may have did something as a way to get away from like a certain reputation, or they weren't honest about a certain way of being, of who they were or how they were. And it was something that could have brought some sense of shame to the family, or it could have messed with like the legacy of the family. Okay, you have Mars and then the moon coming out. Someone hiding some information, hiding something that they did that they, you know, they're not too proud of. You have Scorpio with 8th house. I said something about Venus in the 8th house too, honey, okay? That Venus in the 8th house is very heavy and intense, and also can signify like life insurance and things being given to you, like all that shit. But you got 4th house with Cancer. Then you have Cancer coming out again. Venus coming out, okay? So that's the one planet that has come out. Libra. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spirit, give me one more. And then Leo, okay? And so to have Venus as the only planet that has come out, Venus is the energy that's traveling. Venus is all about values. It's all about not just love. It's what do you value? What do you hold to a high regard? You know what I'm saying? What are you respectful for? What do you love the most, okay? And so to have this Venus energy coming out with the 2nd house, which is ruled by Venus energy, okay, then going into the reputation. So someone only focused on like their reputation as being, you know what I'm saying, the most important, or how much money they make, their status, things of that nature is very important. On the other hand, then you have over in this energy is like what can be given to you, how others can provide for you, how others can help support you. Then you have family values, things being passed down, generational things and emblems and things of that nature, okay? And then you're going into the other house that's ruled by Venus, which is the Libra with the 7th house energy, okay? And having this Libra energy with the 7th house, so to have both of the houses that are ruled by Venus coming out, this one is all about just the aesthetics and what things look like, what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? What is most flattering and things of that nature, that going into then that Venus energy. So it's very interesting because then they ended off with the 5th house with the Leo energy, which is very passionate, very dominant. It likes things how it likes it, but it's very loyal at the same time. The 5th house represents love. So you would think that Venus would be exalted within Leo, but it's actually exalted within Pisces. I would say Leo is like a close second to that, but it's a very protective, stable energy as well. And the vibe of what I'm getting with all of this, it's giving like your grandfather, your great-grandfather with this Jupiter and expansion, giving you the keys and information to what it is that's needed for you to fully expand into this next level of what you've been feeling called to expand into, of what you've really been wanting to expand into. You just haven't been given the opportunity to do so, you know. Yeah, this is really heavy. I'm going to end this here. I'm going to end this here. I may go into this in another mess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This was a lot. This was a lot. Feel free to let me know you all's thoughts down below in the comments. I hope this provided some energy of clarity to you and something that you may have been thinking or feeling. I thank you all for being here. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I love you, and I'll see you all later. Bye.